Welcome to Cat's Creations Live on Friday night. I want to welcome you to 2020. So this is our first live coming back after being on vacation the last couple weeks of December so that we could recuperate, we could allow our creative juices to go on vacation so you're not constantly creating all the time, which has been a huge breath of fresh air because you kind of get tapped out if you're doing like how we were towards the very end of August, almost all the way through December 15th, almost making a wreath a day, which can really tap your creativity. So tonight I'm going to show you how to do a heart-shaped wreath using the heart-shaped frame from Dollar Tree and a wood sign that I made earlier today in our Chalk Couture. It's now moving over to the Chalk Couture page. I'm slowly trying to get people to go to the Cat's Chalk Creations and more if they want to do more of the Chalk Couture stuff. And then this will be wreath making. But like tonight, it will be taking something that I've created and we're going to implement it into a design and create something from it, which is the reason why I signed up for Chalk Couture to begin with. So before I start, anyone there?
Oh yeah, we got about 68 so far.
Wow.
Jillia's on, Lynn, Deborah, Doris, Julie, Daisy, Donna, and there's a bunch more still signing on. So happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Feel free to like and share. And
yes, you can like and share the video. So if this is your first time viewing, let us know. We'd like to know where you're from. Hopefully get you connected with one of the many people who are part of Cat's Creations and hopefully get you creating within your own community and becoming creative buddies. I've been doing this. This is now going on my 4th year, I believe, for Cat's Creations. So not only do I teach you how to make one-of-a-kind, unique wreath-making designs and other home decor, I also teach you how to start a business, how to take it from a hobby and turn it into a part-time or a full-time business, just depending upon how much time you have and how hard you're willing to work to make that happen. So if you're interested in that, you could go to my personal website, which is super simple now, catscreationsandmore.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll find all the information out about my private group, which is $17 a month. It gives you Sunday nights at 5, which is private group tutorials, and then Monday at 5 p.m. is all the business class. So we are starting everything from the get-go this Sunday and this Monday. So we're going to take everything, going back to basics, and teaching you everything that you probably have ever wanted to know in a sequential way to basically turn you into hopefully an awesome designer by Christmas time and an awesome business person as well. So, Dollar Tree heart-shaped wreath form, I believe they're starting to come into the Dollar Tree. I usually get them and order a case, and then you'll have them for the entire season so you don't have to wait, because we start making all of our Valentine's Day, Mardi Gras, St. Patrick's Day at the tail end of December and all through January. So tonight we are making a heart-shaped wreath using 3 different kinds of Deco mesh. But the first thing I want to do is teach you how to wire this. You can buy the wire frame heart-shaped form. Some of the craft stores may already carry them, like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's. Those run you about $6.99, $7.99, depends on how big you go. And they're already come with the tinsel ties. But for $1 at the Dollar Tree, I'm going to show you how to wire this one up, and then we'll go ahead and start getting started. So super simple. You will need 17 pipe cleaners. If you want to be creative, you can go red and white. It truly doesn't matter. I am just picking random colors so that you can see it on the actual wreath form. I already have one all wired, so I wanted to make sure you guys understood how to wire them. Any questions before we start?
nope, I'm going to zoom in.
Okay, perfect. So,
A couple gals said they like the sign. Can't wait to see you use it in this wreath form because that's the Dollar Tree wreath. Valentine's Day wreath? Yeah.
Yeah, this, look, in the heart shape, it's
Yeah.
perfectly right in the middle. So, all right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you'll notice that this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, but they are not all the same size. So we can't wire them together the way that we would do a standard Dollar Tree wreath form, but it can be similar. So in the larger of the 2 sections, you're gonna go ahead and take a pipe cleaner and you're gonna wire together the 2. There's only 3 rails on this and they're a little bit wider. So you're gonna kind of go in the middle like we do on a regular wreath frame, and you're gonna go ahead and put those on the inside frame on those larger sections using the middle and the inner one. Wiring them together just prohibits them from sliding around quite a bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take 2 and we're gonna put 2 on each of the outer 2 so that you have a total of 3 in those larger sections. So I'm hoping changing my color palettes for you will make it a little easier to see. So I'll do the white on the inside and I'll do red on the outside. So got those, that section is wired, and then we're gonna add 2 to the outside here. And remember, Hobby Lobby does have their pipe cleaners on sale every other week. You just have to, like if you go in this week and they're not on sale, then they will be starting Monday. And that's generally where I pick up my pipe cleaners from, because they're convenient and close. So there is our first 6. Then we're going to go up to the outside part of our hearts and we're going to do the exact same thing. It's another larger section. We're going to do 1 on each side to the inner and then 2 to the outer side. And I think I'm going to run out of red, so I might just do these all in white, just so I can show you how to wire them up. So there's a white to the 2 inner. We're going to add another white here. And then I'm going to do 2 white to the outside. So I use the middle and then this rail to kind of help me, you know, gauge what is in the middle, since there really is no middle on a curve. And we're going to do this one here. And it kind of averages out to, it's about 2 to 3 inches every, well, the ones in the middle are a little longer. They're like 4 inches wide. And then we'll do the 2 outside here. Just like so. And we'll do this one. So this will wire up 4 of the 6, and then we're left with the little scoop downward, and then of course the point. This one is a little different. So I'm like, how did I do that on mine? We're gonna do 2 to the inner and then 1, and it's going to be a little difficult to get it to stay on that point. It doesn't matter as long as it's in the general area. You'll probably get the pipe cleaner to go towards one side or the other of the point. So I'm going to do the 2 inner right now, and you can get kind of close to your rail, because if you look at the distance between here and here, you know, you kind of want to make them as even as possible. So here's another one. And then this, for our point, is where we're going to try and put that on our point. It's easy to get it on the outside one, but the inside one, it doesn't want to stay. It wants to go to either one side or the other.
Cindy said our Hobby Lobby doesn't run our pipe cleaners every other week.
Oh, really?
I think it's like every 3 weeks or so. Yeah.
Ah.
And happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, definitely happy Friday. So see how it won't stay right on the point, and it doesn't have to. It just needs to be set up reasonably in that same section. And then at the bottom, it's a little different because we don't have as much space. So we're just going to do 1 to the inner and then 1 to the outer. And we don't have to worry that they're stacked one on top of the other. It truly won't matter at this point. And it's going to be the same way with this. It's not going to want to stay right in the middle. It'll go towards one side or the other, and that's okay. I just try to usually give it a little bit of space so it's kind of there. And then from here to the outside, you'll have no problem. Well, yeah, you will. It won't want to stick to the outside either. It'll go one side or the other. So just kind of find a happy medium. And that is how we are all wired up and ready to start. Now for this design, I am doing 3 different types of Deco mesh. There are 17 pipe cleaners. So we're going to start with a ruffle base. This is a 10-inch metallic red and white foil mesh. These are cut to 10 inches. And all we're going to do is we're going to ruffle them. And I'm going to grab the form that I already have because I have them, like, I did red, white, red, white, red, white. Because, you know, I'm like weird like that. So I just wanted to show you how to do it.
Linda asked if you could use a little hot glue.
You could, but it's honestly, it's just for you. So once you get them wired in there with the Deco mesh in, they're not going to go anywhere. So.
And Daisy says, what if you twist it on the rail first?
You could.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a way to do it, but just to kind of show you the general layout. So you can kind of tell that some of them are a little squiggly, like these 4 right here. And the reason why they're not perfectly straight is because before I do any of my designs to kind of figure out, do I want to do curls? Do I want to do ruffles? What base method do I want? I create a mock-up. And on this particular mock-up, I actually just started cutting a certain number of Deco mesh, and I try to just do it in one section and then see, is this too large? Is it too small? Do I need to go wider? Am I liking the way everything looks once I complete that section? If the answer is yes, then I pretty much have my materials done. I just have to finish cutting the rest of them. So these are going to be a 10-inch ruffle base. So we're going to go ahead and put these in every single one of the 17 pipe cleaners. And we're going to do them to where the finished edges are going in the middle and to the outside. And don't worry about what it looks like as you're going around. You're like, well, I'm kind of losing the heart shape. You know, depending on the sign that you use, you can re-emphasize that this is a heart-shaped wreath, which is why I'm using the heart-shaped wood sign. In the past, you can get like the regular big Dollar Tree hearts, and that will actually fit on this particular wreath base. That will work just fine.
And Shirley, the heart frame is from Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be coming out soon if it isn't already.
Yeah, and for private group members, I will give you this SKU number so you guys can start looking that up if you want to go ahead and order some and have them just sent to your house. It alleviates having to worry about, you know, well, I only got 5 at this Dollar Tree and this one only had 2. So you can just buy your 24 and be done with it. And I'm actually going to grab the ones I did for my mock-up because I try not to waste any of my material. So I'm just going to go all the way around and create ruffles as the base. So I do need to add one because there's that one to the middle, and that was the only one I forgot because I started to wire it and I'm like, oh wait, they don't know how to do this one.
Oh, awesome. Marilyn said that they are at her Dollar Tree today.
Are they really?
Yep, and Barbara, thank you Barbara. She said SKU number is 247779.
Yeah, I have it on my notepad.
Thank you, Barbara.
So thanks for sharing that. Absolutely, that gets you going a little bit. I figured Valentine's Day was out. I haven't gone to one craft store yet this year. I can say that with absolute certainty and faith.
It's only the 3rd.
It's okay, but I can say it at this point.
Donetta, yeah, that's a good question. She said, is there any reason why you still chose to go with 10-inch mesh rather than 5.5-inch like the candy cane?
Oh, you could go. But if I did 5.5, I wouldn't be able to get the size. Like I want it to go a little bit bigger, my size would be much smaller. So this should turn out to be about a 22 to 24 inch in diameter. 22 to 24 this way, and then the same from your highest point to your lowest point. So I just wanted bigger. You could go 5.5, and we will probably do a 5.5.
Is the red and white striped Deco mesh from
Craft Outlet?
Craft Outlet, yeah.
Yes, always Craft Outlet.
Yeah.
So I'm just going around and kind of creating a frilly base. You can tell these are the ones I used already. So we're just going to go back in and reuse them, and you'll start to see it'll kind of come together.
So Roxana, the Dollar Tree or the Deco mesh is from Craft Outlet.
All of the Deco mesh that we're using tonight
Yep.
is from Craft Outlet. So yes.
Yeah, a lot of the gals said that their Dollar Tree has got them out like the week before Christmas, the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I swore I was not going to any of the stores, and I didn't, right? I don't think I went to one craft store.
Barbara says they have the cross frames out too. If you need the SKU number, she has that too.
Oh, go ahead and feel free
Yeah,
and
awesome.
post it. I'm sure the ladies here would greatly appreciate that. And it's funny because it does lose its shape initially, but I promise you it comes back. It just depends on how you emphasize what you do with the middle. And I wish I could have posted a picture because I've done one similar to this but with a bigger sign. That was back in my day before where I didn't really know how to, there we go, how to do big bows.
Yeah.
So I just did small bow, big sign. And tonight will probably be big bow, smaller sign. But we'll add some more embellishments to it, like some hearts and ribbons and ribbon tails. We'll try to make it really super pretty.
Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, she posted the SKU number for the cross.
Awesome. I know.
262-782.
Perfect. Because I know that there's going to be people who'll be like, well, what about the cross wreaths? Okay. We're just trying to get through Valentine's Day. What day did we say Mardi Gras was?
February 25th?
Is it February 25th?
I think so.
So, things you need to be thinking about right now. February 25th. Today is January the 3rd, which means that if you have not started Mardi Gras, you need to be starting Mardi Gras. But Valentine's Day comes before Mardi Gras because you're going to need, your customers are going to want some time to put that wreath on their front door. So if you have not finished your Valentine's Day wreaths before the end of January, unless you're doing local delivery, odds are you would probably sit on that inventory until next year.
Awesome, Donna. She said I referred a friend to your site, Kat. Her name is Kimmy. Thank you, Donetta.
Awesome.
And Julie asked, did you cut your mesh or did you use the wood burner on this?
Yes, I use the wood burner.
Yep.
I will always use wood burner because I have seen some of my previous creations and I can instantly tell these, I can date them based on what they look like because I don't have frays. Usually when I'm doing wood burning, the only time you can't use it is if you have the natural fiber like the jute mesh, the burlap mesh. You have to use it the old-fashioned way. So you're going to kind of see it'll kind of turn into a wonky, rounded, kind of a diamond shape here in a second. So 3 more pieces left, and then we'll move on to something else. So I just wanted a red and white base to kind of really pop our sign a bit. And the sign has already been sprayed with a water-based varnish. And I did post a picture of that. I want to say, I may have posted it in the Chalk Couture page. So if you're ever wanting to see more of that, that's where you'll see a predominant more of that done. Okay, so let me just double check. So 1, 2, 3.
Barbara, yeah, you sure could. She asked, could you do this heart just like the candy cane? Sure you could.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
You could definitely do a bubble method on it. And I did forget one. It is right here.
And you could also do the 5.5 inch. Yep.
That's why when you cut all your mesh, you'll always be able to tell you have one missing somewhere. And it was one of my inner ones on the corner. Yeah, you could bubble this. You could do rag wreath with this frame. There are so many different things you can do with it.
Anne says that lately the jute and the burlap mesh are her favorites to work with.
They're super soft. They fray a lot though.
They do. They get a lot of fibers out there, so make sure you're wearing a mask.
Well, not so much that. Burlap, yes.
Burlap, yes.
The jute is imitation burlap.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, I told you it kind of looks like a wonky rounded diamond shape. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come back in, and this is where I was saying, looking at how it is the heart shape. When we take a heart-shaped object and actually put it in the middle, it draws our eye into the fact that this is a heart shape, even though we don't see it without the heart in it. So now what we're going to do is take red and white. It's a metallic, not high foil metallic, so this is a lower end metallic, just because it's easier to work with. It's cheaper to work with by about like $1, $1.50. But red metallic, Deco mesh, 10-inch pieces again, and then we're doing white iridescent. So both of these are going to be rolled into curls, and we're going to be adding those to each of the 17 pipe cleaners. And to think about what we were doing. So I already have the ones set up from my mock, so let me go ahead and use these ones real quick. So we're putting these on top of every single pipe cleaner we have in here, because we need to make it full and thick and fluffy. Because right now it's okay. I could have left it that way, but there's always a plan and a purpose. So we will do these ones.
Got it? Yeah, you could actually do a tubing. You could do Deco mesh tubing for that too, on a Valentine heart if you want to.
What do you mean Deco mesh tubing?
Just do the tubing, the loops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that idea.
Yep.
I will probably be using one of those because we have not done that. Because tubing, the tube weave came out, what was it, last year, just before Halloween. And then everybody was like, oh, you can use Deco mesh tubing on your wreath. So I will definitely give you the credit for that though. I hadn't thought of that.
Patty, yes, you could also just do curls too.
Yes, you can. You might have to go a little thicker on the curls. You might, like right now I have 2, and you'll see that they don't quite as fill. They don't fill as thickly.
So you want to use like a higher foil mesh on the curls? Is that what you mean?
Well, you'd want to do more, like maybe
curls.
do 3.
Gotcha.
Like do like two white with 1 red, and then do 2 red, 1 white, and make them thicker, because the tubes won't fill it if you just filled a wreath form. Like watch, let me do these. What I use is my bow dabra. You start your curls by kind of folding, because it's always difficult to get it going. So you just fold it, and then I load this with about 6 of the Deco mesh curls, and then I just go around real quick and just insert them into my wreath. It just makes the whole process go much quicker.
Hey Deborah, yeah, all the Deco mesh is cut to 10 inch, right?
All the Deco mesh is cut to 10 inches.
The curl and the ruffle. Yep.
The curl and the ruffle.
Hey Christina, she said, hey everybody, long time no see. She's getting ready for Mardi Gras.
I know.
Tammy Carpenter said, Happy New Year, Cat and Steve from Central California. I also received my chronological Bible today. Thanks for the inspiration.
Yes.
Awesome.
I just figured, you know what? So many of us went through so many different, what did we do? Book club. And we learned so much just before the holiday period in 2018. And I thought, you know what? I wonder if people would like it if we all went through the Bible together, because there's so many of us. Like, I am 55, going to be turning 56, and for the longest time I said to myself, wow, I can honestly say that I've never read the Bible from cover to cover. And I'm like, why is that stopping me? You know, I can get through certain books because they're enjoyable, but man, when you get to stuff like Numbers and Chronicles, you're like, boring. But if you have an Alexa, you can enable, I had to make sure I didn't turn it on, yeah, ours is different, set up to a different keyboard. You can tell it to enable Bible, or enable YouVersion Bible. And it'll tell you, okay, I've enabled YouVersion Bible, and you can tell it to read whatever section you're reading for the day.
Or chapter.
Yeah, or chapter, to get through those really difficult names that I would have no clue how to pronounce. Steve's much better at it than I am. And I was like, wow, this actually is nice. And it's kind of like a built-in audiobook. So you have that as an option. But this way, 15 minutes a day, and in a year, you can say, I've read it from cover to cover. Ugh. Okay. So.
I know this is my 4th year reading it.
Yeah.
I think you're 5th or 6th, right?
6. This is 6 times. And at first I was like, okay, cool. Once I get through the thing, I'm done. I'm out. Immediate conviction on New Year's Day. Why aren't you going to continue to read it? I have things to show you. Things that apply to your life every day. So I was like, okay, 15 minutes. What is 15 minutes of my life? Nothing. So yeah, finding the chronological Bible was a huge eye-opener for us. It got us through all of the boring stuff. And it kind of put things in perspective, like when David was dealing with difficulty and he would write a psalm, boom, that psalm comes right in that section, right where everything kind of happened together.
Yep, we were just finishing up the Great Flood, and Noah and the ark just landed on Mount Ararat.
Yeah, they have not left. Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they got off the ark. So it's kind of interesting. So.
And thank you, Terry, for sharing. She said Renee Cobwin, I thought you might enjoy this lady, so she shared it to Renee.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, as you can see, I just keep taking these, rolling them. I go red and white, red and white, red and white, and then I stack them, and then I crisscross them. It's just sometimes they look better. And somebody asked, do you keep your crisscrosses the same? I mix them up. Sometimes I go red and white, sometimes I go white and red, and I'll switch them around. Doesn't matter, just as long as you get them in there. And then they're always opposite of the ones that they're next to, so they kind of make a little X marks the spot. I just need to make sure I'm putting them in all of my places. So using the bow dabber just holds them for you so that you can actually put 2 in at the same time. Because before this, I think you could probably do it maybe with the Easy Bow Maker. Mine is just so new that, would it work? I just like this one. It's got a little spring on it, so I can just load it. And I like how you have the ruffle effect with the curls. So I'm just making sure again, I am not forgetting any. So, and we will load it again. And this again starts to help. It kind of creates a little spray from the center so that like once we put our sign in the middle with our bow, everything will kind of shoot out away from that sign and look really nice.
And I just posted kind of the instructions for the YouVersion Bible.
Oh.
And then Cretina. It's an interesting name. I like it. It's Kretna, so Cretina. She says, first time I've watched live from Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, I love everything and watching everything you do. So thank you for joining and watching.
Like I said, it's always a goal of mine because I will never replicate a wreath design. So that's a huge challenge for a wreath maker, to never replicate a design. It doesn't mean that I won't replicate a base or a style, but to constantly keep coming up with something new to teach you, That's just me. I would get really bored if all I had to do was production line, just make 10 of these. Right now I'd be like, I wouldn't have the heart in it that I would want. And so I love making them all unique so that every customer has their own unique creation.
And then David said I've also read the entire Bible but want to do it again. I got my new Bible today, so I usually just start January 1st and read daily, said a week. Deb Wasnot said, enjoyed watching so many of your YouTube videos in the past few days. I'm new to Wreath Making, excited to have joined your private group today. So
awesome. Thanks, Deb.
Welcome. Can't wait to get started.
And you've joined at just the perfect time because we are going to start everything at the get-go. So yeah, the very first business class on Monday is, learning what makes the difference from a business and a hobby. And then how do you choose the right name? And then how do you know that your name isn't taken somewhere else? Or that maybe you want to do a cutesy spelling. Why would that might be necessarily bad? And then even in the wreath making class that we start on Sunday, we're starting basics. So we're going to go over what kind of basic tools you should have. Then we're going to go over frames. Then we're going to go over materials. We're going to do color theory. We're going to do ribbon selection. So it's a really good all-around version so that if you're the very beginning of it to the very end, you should be making some amazing stuff by Christmas time. And let's see, I think we have 4 more sections to do.
And then Cheryl Danford said, can I just order 4 chocolate church signs from the chalk group?
Yes.
That you are on and not have to order the whole kit? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. The difference between ordering it in a kit and signing up and get a starter kit is number 1, you get so much more, like they just, get you going. But when you become a designer, then everything you see on the Chalk Couture website is 40% off as a designer. So you don't pay retail. You pay, I guess it would be in a sense like a wholesale price. So for me, that's deadly.
And to go to her Chalk Couture website, right, it's just chalkcouture.com/Caps Creations and more.
Exactly like that. Yep. And then you can shop. And then, what else? Buy your signs. I just wanted a starter kit. That was the reason why I wanted it. And I was like, oh, it comes with 3 surfaces. And I got 5 things of paste. And I got a whole bunch of transfers that, like I joined mine at Christmas. So I got the Christmas ornament transfers, and I got the Christmas gift tag transfers, and I got a whole bunch of ones that now are obsolete. You can't get them anymore. So I was like, wow, and I haven't even used them yet. So it's kind of nice. Like the love one, I could not wait. I was like, I need something to put that on. I really want to do it. And then I came across the wooden heart, and I was like, perfect. What's wrong?
A couple gals wanted to know what was on the door because they could just see the skirt.
Oh,
so
that would be the Valentine's Day angel.
Yeah, I lifted up just a little bit and I showed them.
Yeah. So, sadly, I learned through a customer that I should be making those for all the holidays.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think I was asked to do them for 4th of July, Memorial Day, because people wanted to put them on the gravestones. So they're like, can you do them in patriotic colors? Hey, I did that again, where I skipped one. So now I'm looking. Where did I skip? So I'm going to the outside. Let's see, do I have one on the inside? It's right here.
That's your affiliate link, isn't it?
What?
Your Chalk Couture /.
That's to be under my team.
But that's your affiliate link, yeah.
It's not an affiliate link. It's just to be under my team.
Yeah.
So once you sign up and you purchase stuff, or if you get your starter kit, then you're on my team. And then I'm going to make sure that we all make some amazing stuff. and that you can stock your Etsy shop with stuff like, hello, the little heart sign. You can do that, and you can put little couple C hooks at the bottom and hang some like ones that are red with white and white with pink. You just make super cute stuff. Most of it's going to be for my home.
Yeah. Deborah asked, does anybody know if Hobby Lobby has Valentine ribbon yet?
They should.
They should, yeah.
Sadly, because I have not been to a craft store this year, I wouldn't know. I would think so, because I was looking at some of my ribbons that we're going to be using today, and they're from Michael's and Joann's. So I was like, they had to have come out with that already. So this is our base. So this is a curl and ruffle base using all 10-inch Deco mesh. We did 10-inch ruffles first, and then we added one red and one white curl to each. So now we're going to go ahead and create a bow, and we're going to add our bow. Then we're going to add our sign, and our sign's actually going to go in the middle, believe it or not, somewhere in here. And then that will help emphasize that this is a heart. And then we'll go around and we'll add some ribbon, and let me show you the ribbon that we're using. So we're going to be using red with white hearts, and then white with red hearts. These are both 1.5 inches. And then keep in mind, for every holiday, you don't necessarily have to buy stuff with hearts for Valentine's Day. Like, a lot of these were left over from Christmas, so it's not necessarily a Christmas ribbon, but because it's red and white, we can use it for Valentine's Day. We could also use this for 4th of July and just add pops of blue. And then we're using the red and white 2.5-inch Harlequin ribbon. And then, because we're making a bow, I generally always add 2 more 1.5 inch ribbons. So we will be using the red with white polka dots, and then also a red and white gingham. So these will all comprise our bow, and then we will start putting in our tails and bows.
Cheryl, it's up to you. If you get a kit, it's just a generic kit, right? With the
oh no, it's all seasonal. It's all seasonally themed.
It's all seasonally
so right
themed,
now you get all the Valentine's Day stuff. So you get all the Valentine's Day color paste, plus you get the Chalk Couture blue, and I know I have pictures that are on the Chalk Couture page, so just go to Cats, Chalk Creations and More, request to join, and I'll go in a preview, and then there's a picture that shows what comes in the starter kit, but there's at least 6 to 8 transfers, 3 surfaces that come included in the box, your paste, your squeegees, your stir sticks, you get an apron, and then you get some stuff that is just Chalk Couture if you want to kind of create that and totally go business on that. It's beneficial. I think there's 2 different people. There's going to be the people who are Chalk Couture business people, and that's going to be their niche. And then there's people like me that are going to do Chalk Couture for what it can contribute to my wreath designs.
Yeah. And then there's just going to be people who just want to buy
stencils. To do whatever.
Just stencils and paste or ink. Yeah,
yep. That's it. So I am looking at my colors, because you know that this is how I plan my bows. So.
Well, thank you, Jane. She said I was talking to a lady the other day and wanted to start making wreaths. I told her to go to your website. Mm-hmm. You're the best at explaining all the details. So thank you, Jane.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, look. So I'm trying to break up all this. So I always like to leave on the very end of my bow, the one that you're going to see at the top, something with details. So I think I have enough to get through that. So the red with the white hearts came from Michael's. The Harlequin print ribbon came from Joann's. That's this one. This one came from Joann's as well. This was this year's Christmas. This was the year before's Christmas. These 2 came from Craft Outlet. And then this one came from Shinoda, which is the online wholesaler, but it's a local wholesaler here in Southern California. So I think I'm going to kind of break these up like so. So that's going to kind of be my ribbon base. and then it'll kind of filter out to the little hearts on the end. Because it's kind of sheer, so it needs some under layers to kind of make it, because if you just pull it out and look at it, it's really thin. So when you double it up or put it with things underneath, it makes it a little darker. So using my bow dabber, here's your bow making class. Really quick. We start with the 2.5 inch. So when you're building your bow in your bow dabber, which you can get at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, Amazon. Keep in mind that Hobby Lobby, you can use a 40% off coupon, same with Joann's and Michael's. It's just, this is my go-to because I can do it the quickest. So everyone's gonna have something different. So we start off with a dovetail. It's just taking your wired edge ribbon, bringing it together, and then you're gonna cut from the folded side to the wired point. So you're always gonna go folded side to the point. If you do it the other way, you actually make a point instead of an actual dovetail or a ducktail or whatever else it's called.
Dovetail, yeah.
So let's see, usually I try and do a 10 inch. So I'm just double checking to look at where this would fall if I did 10 inches. Let's just hypothetically put our sign here. I think I'll be okay because I'm gonna have my tails kind of fall to the sides. So 10 inches is the longest. So sometimes if you're not sure how long should I do my tails when I'm building my bows, well, we're building it from the bottom to the top. So the longest ones are gonna be at the very bottom. So it's usually your larger ribbon. So just kind of place it on your wreath and then look at, do you want it to hang down that far? Do you want it a little bit shorter? Now's the time to determine where the longest point is gonna be. So I'm good with this, which is 10 inches. So using a bow dabber, it's really simple. It's all gonna be about the twist. So you just twist and then push it on the inside, starting with the right side material face up. We've got wrong side this way. So we're gonna start our loop. And I'll tell you how big the loop is. See, here's our twist again. Our loop is gonna be, it's like 5.5 inches. So I'm okay with that. So we're gonna do 10-inch tail, 5.5 inch loop. And I'm just gonna do one on each side, just like so. I just kind of place it on my 10, kind of pull it out and make sure the end kind of walks its way out to this 5.5 inch mark. And then since I'm on the 10, I'm just gonna go straight out to my 20. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that and then do our dovetail to finish that. You don't have to do dovetails. I would suggest that you do decide what type of finish you want to do on your ribbon. Some people just go straight at an angle, and that's fine. But just leaving it uncut kind of doesn't look like it's finished all the way. So now we'll come in with the other 2.5 inch. Let's get that one going this way. So we will dovetail cut, same thing, folded side to the point. And we're gonna do this one at 9.5 inches. So right at 9.5, I am just going to twist. Because our tail came out this side, we're starting with our tail on the opposite side. It honestly doesn't matter if you make a mistake and do tails on both sides, because once you hold it all together in the middle, you'll be okay. And I'm gonna bring my loops in right at the 5, so as soon as I can get, and you can kind of pull it so that we're just a 1/2 inch difference there. So we'll do the same here. Here's our twist. Put it back on my 10. That was a little too long. And then we do our 9.5 inch tail. Well, that's getting pretty thin. Not much left on that roll.
So I'll answer Deborah's question while you're doing that.
Sure.
She says, when I do the crumple pattern, how do you keep your ribbons from not going down deep into the wreath? I want to keep them on top, but the 5-finger knots are in too deep. So how do you keep them on top? You make longer ribbon tails, right?
Yes, I would go longer.
So your 2.5 inch ribbons are going to be at least 14 inch, and your 1.5 inch are going to be at least 16 inch. If you're going to do a half bow on top of that, right?
Yeah, what I would say is, depending upon, hopefully, if it's just 10 inch, you figure with a 10 inch Deco mesh, you've got...
Well, she's doing a crumple, so it's going to be 30 inch.
Right. But it's still you're still using 10 inch Deco mesh, so you've got a 5 inch gap either way.
Right.
So you've got to make up for that 5 inch indent in order to have your ribbon tails come out. So like Steve says, I would suggest cutting one at 13 inches, or you can just cut one at 15 or 16 and then put it in there. And if it's the length you like, great. If you need it shorter, still take that one 16 inch piece and bring it in. Rather than cut a piece at 13, try it, it's too short. Now you have to cut another one and do 14 inches. Start a little bit longer, and you can always take it down until you find just the right one, and then go with that formula.
And then Barbara said, I want to let you know that I followed up on your idea of going to a realtor to see if they would buy my wreaths. And they said, sure, bring some in, so thank you for giving me the idea to help start my business off.
That is an awesome way to do it. And you know what? It saves them money because you don't have to ship it to them. And it creates a lasting relationship, because that customer, once you leave your little tag on the wreath, that customer can contact you to make them their Christmas wreath or their holiday wreath. So congratulations. That's a really good start. What a way to start 2020.
Yeah.
So I'm going down now to 1.5 inch ribbon. This is at 9 inches because we went 10, then we went 9.5, and now we're going 9. So this one, I am going to, let me look at my measurements. A lot of times I just look at how it pairs up with the rest of the ribbons, and I'm going to do this one, I think, at 4.5. And usually what I do is go 4.5, 4.5, and then I go down to 4, and then I'll do like 3.
Cheryl, if you guys have any questions on the chocature, becoming a designer, make sure you go over to her Facebook page and ask her questions over there.
Yeah,
there's a lot more detail.
Oh yeah, and like I said, that's where we're going to be posting all kinds of stuff, like what transfers are coming out this month, what transfers are being retired. That's the key one for me. I'm like, can you tell me which ones are going to be like discontinued? Like once they sell out, we're not going to be replacing those, because those are the ones people are going to get, and they're going to buy them just for the sake of putting them on eBay for like $100 because nobody can get them anymore. Not that I plan on doing that, just I want to make sure that I have it in my inventory. So like the love one, that one's already gone. So I don't know if it's gone for good, but it is out of stock right now.
Yep.
But I think, and don't quote me on this, look at the starter kit. That may be in the starter kits.
Yep, and we will repost this video once it's done on her Facebook page, and we'll put it up on YouTube.
Yep. So now we're going 8.5 inch tails with our little hearts. I love those ribbons. Gotta add a little love. So I'm doing these at exactly the same length. So by putting my finger in the white with the polka dot and just pulling, I don't have to measure it because I already measured that one. So I'm just gonna make sure they're the same. And then we will cut the tails to, these are 8.5. So each time as we're bringing it up, we started from 10, I'm going 1/2 inch on the tails as we go, like shorter, as we get to the top. So this one's 8.5, so our next one will be 8, and then 7.5, and then 7, I think.
Julie, yep. The heart sign, yep, we made it and painted it, and then she did the chocolate cheer love on top of it.
Yeah. I know, we had a debate because I had all these other little hearts and I'm like, should we add some pink hearts and some purple hearts? And they're like, no, just leave it like that. So they voted, so that's what we're doing. And I kind of like it because now I don't have to incorporate any pink into the wreath. You could, but I don't need to. So here's 8-inch. Yeah. And then now we will go, I think 4-inch tails. Because I think I did the other ones. Yes, we're going to bring these way down to 4. So there's our 4.5. And then we will do another 4 inches.
Happy New Year, Margarita. And yes, I posted on here that Sheila Ethiopia is on as well. She might have a Canadian chocolate cheer connection for you.
Oh, you can do it through chocolate cheer?
If you can do it, yeah, you can still do it just through Cat's chocolate cheer.
Yeah, they sell to the US and Canada.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Teresa Allen said, just to let you know that every once in a while, Chocolate Cheer will take things out of retirement for a one-day sale.
I like those.
I got 2 items that I really wanted in searching high low for and was so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are so awesome, awesome deals. Those are and that's the reason why you want to be in a lot of the, like once you sign up as our team, you will get put in everybody else's team so that when those things do become available, you're able to grab them. So now we're going 7.5, and this will be the 3.5-inch tails.
Gail, I'm glad you're off work and headed back home.
Just now?
Yes, she said it was like a 12-hour day.
Wow, that's not a fun day when you have to work that long. So I'm just double checking 3.5 inches, and then we're doing, I always have to remember this, 10, 9.5, 9, 8, 8.5, 7, I think these were, that just drives me crazy, 7.5. Okay. See, and this one is pretty much done. So this was, what year was this? 2016.
So Margarita, if you are interested, you can just sign up under Kat or go to her Facebook page and just ask more questions.
Yeah, if you have any more questions, just message me and I'll be happy to answer it. If you want to just go over and browse on the website, it's just chocolatour.com, and then just like my apron says, Kat's Creations and More. And then you can just go and look and see what everything looks like, what's in the starter kit, because you can look right now. Mine changed. Like when I got mine, I got the reindeer. I got a lot of Christmas ones, so I was super happy. All right, so deciding, I think I'm gonna go with a red pipe cleaner, just because we're red on top. I use pipe cleaners because for me, using floral wire, it's a little harder to twist. So pipe cleaners just make it so much easier for me to have something a little bit bigger to grab onto. Plus they're fuzzy. So inside the Bodabra box with your Bodabra, along with your floral wire that's in there, you have this little tool. So what this tool does is when you insert it this way and kind of rock it and push it down, it just takes all of your ribbons and compresses it and keeps them as small as possible, because that's how you get the really pretty ribbons. And then what I do is I just pick up my stack, just like that. There's my stack. Trying to keep it low. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because mine's on a huge delay. So I just kind of hold it like this in between my fingers so that I can take my pipe cleaner, I can kind of push it right in between there, and then it holds it all so I can twist it. And then it's super pretty.
How many different types of ribbons did you use?
There's 6.
6 different types.
2, 2.5.